What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, a story broke Saturday morning out here close to where I'm at in Houston, and it's out of Humble, Texas, and it's about a shooting that took place where a Sunoco gas station attendant lost his life because some teenagers came in the store, and one of them stole a bag of chips. He went and confronted these youths and was shot to death. Guys, I waited a little bit on this story, and I'm glad I did, because I had to redo it again because some new details about this story has come out, and I'm going to show you them in this news article. And before I jump in this article, man, it's crazy how easy it is for somebody to just take a gun out and just start firing, or just point a gun at another human being and pull the trigger like nothing's going to happen. Like it's a rite of passage. Check this story out, and I want you to peep something in it that I'm going to address a little bit later. But check it out.
When you were watching the confrontation outside the store, did you ever feel like a need to step in at that point?
It really didn't seem to be that serious. Infinite lives are changed over a bag of chips.
Only on 2 tonight, a man relives the moments of a gas station clerk's murder over a stolen bag of chips.
And he's sharing what he saw before and after the clerk's confrontation with the suspected killer.
Loved ones have identified the clerk as Asif Maknogia. Prosecutors charged 17-year-old Mario Young with murder. Police say his accomplice, an 18-year-old, has not been charged at this time.
KPRC2's Corley Peel spoke exclusively with the man who saw the tragedy unfold. She's joining us now live from the Sunoco in Humble with what he says the surveillance cameras did not show. Corley?
The witness I spoke with says he was sitting in his car here in this parking lot when he saw that confrontation between the clerk and the teens. He says he wants to share what he saw because the clerk didn't live to share his side of the story. A bag of chips changed multiple lives, including a witness.
I could have never imagined that on this day, on this very day, that would happen over a bag of chips.
He asked to remain anonymous, but says he watched these two teens walk into the Sunoco Friday morning. The clerk walks in behind them. Surveillance shows one of the teens put a bag of chips in his pants. Both teens leave. The clerk walks out to confront them. The teens walk away. It's the last time we see them on surveillance.
He had his car keys in his hand, and he started yelling to them to come back. He's like, hey, hey. They initially looked back at him and they flipped him off, and then they continued on their way, and he was saying, hey, again, hey, come back here, and then they started jogging.
The witness says the clerk followed the teens in his car.
He turned to kind of pull up beside them, and that's when I was up and I was turning the opposite way. Next thing you know, I heard 2 gunshots, and I looked back, and I could see the shooter firing more shots at the car.
He saw the teens run away in different directions. Rushing to help the clerk, he calls 911.
And I'm sitting there saying, hey, buddy, man, hey, dude, are you okay? So when I looked in through the window, he seemed to be unresponsive.
Community activist Quanell X says the shooter, 17-year-old Mario Young, and the second teen are claiming self-defense, saying the clerk had a gun. Did you notice any guns or weapons inside the car?
I didn't see any guns. I didn't see a gun on the seat or next to him.
The witness wishes the confrontation over a bag of chips could have ended differently.
If I could go back in time, I would pull out my car and block his car. Or I would just say, hey man, just leave them kids, man, it ain't even worth it, man. I would offer to pay for the bag of chips.
And we have spoken with the clerk's family. They didn't wish to go on camera, but they said he was a loving father and husband. Again, at this time, only one of the teens has been charged in this case, but we, of course, will keep you updated. Reporting live from Humble, Corley Peel, KPRC 2 News.
All right, guys, that's the story of 17-year-old Mario Young, pictured here. And It was unexcusable. That's how I look at it. You know, old man sitting there talking about it. I know it hurt his heart when he seen them kids do that. I know that hurt his heart. He got to run up on the scene to help a guy and then, you know, like he said, looking back at it, I wish I could have stopped it. Hey, I'd have blocked it. Hey, man, anything to save his life, it's not worth that. But we got to look at this for what it is. Kids walked in the store. You know what I'm saying? Walked right in there. They looked suspicious when they walked in there. That crazy walk, bumping in each other. The clerk come in there. They got hoodies on. Go in the store. Now, granted, it was cold, so we ain't gonna hold the hoodies against them. You know, I just thought about that. Goes in the store, walks in the back, act like they're looking at something, then walk right back out the store together. Looks suspicious. What you come in here for if you ain't getting nothing? Gotta look at the camera, sees him, putting the chips in his pants. The one that took the chips, guys, is the shooter. If you go back and look at the video. If you also go back and look at the video when they was walking and the clerk came out and said, hey, hey, when he looked out the door and it showed from the side view, and when they got into the little small argument, he put something on the ground. Go back and look. He takes something out and he puts it on the ground. Then he turns around and says something to the guy. So the guy must have been like, hey, I saw y'all steal the chips or saw y'all take something or whatever. Decided to go and follow them in the car and all this stuff. Now, a lot of people say, well, why would he even do that? This is why. And I know this for a fact. Out here in Texas, well, at least around the neighborhood I'm at, if somebody steals something on your shift, right, and you can go ask these clerks, somebody steals something and you on shift, they don't know if you had something to do with it or not. A lot of times they charge you. Guy walked out with a pack of cigarettes from the store one time, just ran out the store. Grabbed him and ran. Lady come from around the counter, she go to the door and scream, hey, 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 just like this situation. She's like, I'm gonna have to pay for them now. It's like people don't know. They don't care neither. These are 17-year-old young man, one 17, other one 18. Now, both of these guys, that's why you seen them both walking in the news article, had turned themselves in recently. I guess the 18-year-old they let go because Mario Young either told on himself or, I mean, they can see through the video who's who. The other guys, they let go. Now, this guy raised his gun up, shot somebody over a dispute that really wasn't a dispute. You could have just gave the chips back. If the guy ran up on you, hey, 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 could have gave the chips back. No, you chose to pull a gun out and kill somebody over a bag of chips. Impossible. I mean, from a common sense standpoint, it's unexcusable. There's no excuse for that. Young man, 17 years old, rest of his life ahead. He probably was a senior in high school. Could have been doing something with his life. Now he threw it away. This man was a husband, a father, and he was at his job where you chose to come in there and do something to pull him, make him go after you because you committed a crime against the store and he lost his life. How do you think that's going to play in court? It's no excuse. It's nothing he can say to defend himself. Now, getting back to what I wanted to talk about. This might rub a few people the wrong way, but I mean, listen, we need to be honest. I seen Quanell X there. So he's a community activist and stuff like that. When I seen him, I'm like, why is he there? First thing out is, they said he quoted was saying, oh, the man had a gun. That's what prompted the teens to shoot. A lot of times, some of these community activists be saying some crazy stuff. When I seen him there, I'm like, you know what? The guy's Arab or some type of Middle Eastern. He got shot. Now you coming to the aid of the kid. Oh, he had a reason. I don't know. I cannot get on TV or just be quoted as saying something like that when I wasn't there, number one. And number two, it makes us look weak as people sometimes when all of the facts are not out. And here you come with an accusation that the victim's wrong. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. Honestly, I don't even care. He stole from a store, shot somebody. Now he locked up. The thing that bothers me about stories like this is he young. Man, I wish I could go back to 17 with the knowledge and wisdom I have. Or I wish if I knew him, he probably was, I could have made a difference in his life just talking to him, or, could have said something to him, whether it's me and him passing like two ships in the night in a general conversation that could have changed his mind on that. Man. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. A bag of chips is not worth nobody's life. And evidently it cost him a good part of his in the future. See you in the next video. Take care.